Hello. Today we're going to talk about gases and the behavior of gas particles. So I've got a simulation here, and I'm going to start by putting some gas molecules into this volume. And you can see that the gas molecules will bounce around, they'll hit each other, and they will hit the sides of the container, until eventually they're going to diffuse across the whole volume. But they'll keep moving. But it'll pretty much spread itself out evenly. Now we want to know what happens to these molecules as we adjust different factors. First thing I want you to look at up here is the pressure. The pressure is right around 22 atmospheres in this specific volume. And remember that the pressure has to do with the molecules bouncing off the sides of the container. All right, so if we can get those molecules bouncing off the sides of the container more, we'll have higher pressure. If they don't hit the sides of the container as much, we'll have lower pressure. So the first thing that I want to adjust here is my volume. I can take this handle and I can make the volume either larger or smaller. So let's give the gas particles more room to bounce around. Let's make it larger. Is that going to make the pressure go up, or will it make it go down? So watch the pressure. I make my volume larger, and the pressure's gone down because there's not as many collisions with the container now. We have increased the amount of space in the container, less collisions, less pressure. So now what's going to be the opposite? Well, if I take that volume and I make it much, much smaller, is my pressure going to go up or is it going to go down? How many collisions will I have if I make this container smaller? Let's try it. So we go way smaller like that. And our pressure went up to about 44 atmospheres, so it's much higher. But think of this as far as the animation. It has to do with how often these particles are hitting the sides of the wall. All right, now let's look at something else. So I'm going to put a bunch of gas in here. I'll do a little bit more. It's going to diffuse again throughout the volume. And this time, we're going to look at temperature. So we're still going to affect the pressure here. And we want to think about those molecules hitting the sides of the container. So if I heat them up, are they going to hit the sides of the container more? Or will they hit the sides of the container less? So let's find out. Let's add a bunch of heat and watch the pressure. Heat, 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 heat. Temperature's going up, up, up. And so is that pressure. That pressure went up. Because more energy means more collisions against the sides of the container. That's pressure. Now, what should happen if we decrease the temperature? Will the pressure go up more, or will it come back down? So we're going to make it colder. All right, we make it colder. And you can see as the temperature drops, so does that pressure. Because not as much energy, those molecules don't move around as much, they're not hitting the sides of the container as much. All right, now one more thing I want to show you. Let's get some more gas in here. Now we're going to adjust the pressure, but we're going to adjust the pressure by either adding gas molecules or letting some gas molecules out. So again, if pressure has to do with number of collisions and strength of collisions against the sides of the container, what's going to happen if I let some of those molecules out? Will the pressure go up or down? So I'm going to let some of these gas molecules out. Does pressure increase or decrease? Well, I'm going to open this up, let some of it out, and you can kind of see already the pressure decreasing. I'm going to close it back up. Less gas molecules in there, lower pressure. What's going to happen if I add twice as many gas molecules? Will the pressure go up or will the pressure go down? Let's see. Let's add a bunch here and watch the pressure. So I'm adding more molecules, more collisions, and our pressure goes up. All right, so this is a way to think of gas and gas molecules conceptually. We want to think about what's actually happening with these molecules. We want to visualize it. Okay, I hope this helps. Thanks.